Hello, everybody. Hanging out in the Twitch. Thank you for hanging with us this evening. I am excited. I think you know why. I think you've been around long enough to figure out what's going on here.
I don't know why.
It's Relics of the New Republic. What are you confused about, Will?
Sorry, I thought this was another animal one-shot.
Those are popular and will probably make another appearance. But in the world of Avatar, there are also many opportunities for animals to appear.
So cross for one shot?
Could be. And Gus,
that was muted.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you were saying something to us, we need to hear it again.
We'll eventually do. You guys will do another one because I'll get held up by my corporate overlords at some point again in the future.
And when they do, we'll be ready.
We'll be ready.
With
You'll
llamas.
be a bunch of raccoons doing heists, or bears,
Would love it.
What's the other one? That's not honey heist. That's raccoons in race cars. That one.
Oh, you know more things than I know. I'm learning this right now about this topic.
I'll ask more questions about that later.
Well, I'd like to start with a simple prompt because I thought this would be like a fun, I don't know, almost like salesy, bantery thing. I just kind of want to see where the creativity goes to get the juices flowing. Let's start with Danny. Danny, finally, a solution to your messy, once-worn clothing pile. What is it?
Oh no. Trap door leading to the core of the earth.
I knew I'd get a great answer. Thank you.
Also, yeah.
You can't say also, yeah.
I was gonna say you don't just need to use it for clothes. Actually, garbage. Because most recycling bins end up in landfills anyways.
That's true.
So there's no point of anything really. So just chuck
There
everything
is a
in
point.
there.
Please recycle.
Yeah,
Try your best.
there's a little bit of a yes and no there, right? Because you're right. Most recycling does end up in the landfill, but most of that is because people don't recycle properly, and then the limited employees at the recycling sorting centers can't fix all of the problems that you cause, and so things just need to go to the landfill because you didn't do it right.
You mean that I can't put a sock inside of a Pepsi bottle, inside of a cardboard box, inside of
more of like
a trash bag inside of a...
You leave vegetable oil inside of a plastic container, and they don't have the means to clean that vegetable oil out of that plastic container, and so now it can't be recycled properly, so it just needs to go to the landfill because you didn't clean it.
Wow. I always wondered what it was like behind the curtain.
Recycling next to a hatch leading straight to the core of the earth. So unless you have that, then just recycle.
It feels like an easy solution, though. Like if you can just open a hatchway.
I mean, if
to
you
the
think
core,
about it, you just gotta dig, right?
My brother and I tried when we were quite young. We got about 5 foot deep, which at the time was probably our height, so it felt very impressive. Yeah, we committed. We dug a pretty wide hole and a deep hole.
Got about halfway.
And well, we thought so. But my dad at some point informed us, he thought we would just run out of steam sooner, but he came out, he's like, okay, this is a serious problem. You need to fill it. Because it just became an instant water and mosquito trap.
Oh no.
No.
So yeah, learning lessons and such as we grow older. Well, I'd love to hear someone else's answer. Johnny.
I honestly don't know what the question was.
We lost the plot.
Your solution to your messy, once worn clothing pile.
Oh,
My salute, like, so it's a pile of clothes I wore one time.
Yep. For
Uh,
example, some people wear them more than once and put
Yeah, I was
them
gonna say
back.
my
in
solution is to keep wearing those clothes.
the, just forever.
That's
Well,
brilliant.
So I am. This is a very, very like American man answer to this question. Like I do not believe that jeans need to be washed if you don't spill something on them.
they don't. They just need to be spot cleaned.
Yeah. And like I think like
The CEO of Levi's said they don't require machine washing often. Maybe once a month. You just spot clean anything that's really dirty, but if they get really, really dirty, then you wash them.
It's actually better for the denim not to wash.
yeah.
Is the
Yeah.
CEO a living grease bucket?
No, he's a CEO. He's lazy. He doesn't work.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
He's being paid by Big Dirt.
He's not a conservationist angle.
No, but like I think in general, if it like, you know, if it passes the sniff test, it probably doesn't need to be cleaned yet. Like, and I'm not just like, my version of the sniff test is not just me sniffing it, even though I do feel like I could be objective about whether or not my clothes smell bad. Like I also have a wife who will tell me if my clothes smell bad.
I have no comment on any of this. I have no comment on any of this.
I
That's
just
okay.
love the idea of not having my partner have to sniff.
You know what? Though, like,
just in
here's the-
case.
I also know, like, I know what I've done in those clothes. Like, I know if my clothes
Mhm.
need to be cleaned and if they don't need to be cleaned. Like, I'm not a particularly active or a particularly dirty person. And so,
Yeah.
like, if I was doing more or if I was doing more dirty things, sure, I would probably clean my clothes a lot more often than I do. But my real solution to the once worn dirty clothes pile is to not have one because I don't wear anything just once.
Meaning everything is in the multiply worn.
With the
clothing pile.
exception of socks and underwear. I won't rewear socks and underwear.
Good,
Phew.
good,
Phew.
good.
That's fair. Yeah, no, that's gross.
I agree. I feel like I probably have a lot of resonance in terms of how long I use things before cycling them out, especially ever since my entire life was in my house. Yeah. Anyone else? Solution to this age-old problem.
I think the obvious solution is, one that is dual purpose and that it also destroys the environment, which is always my goal personally. If I buy something, I will wear it once, throw it out immediately, and then go to Shein.com and use code Dustfire Media for 10% off.
No. Oh man. Fastest of
like,
fashion.
No.
Okay, wow, Shein was not a big hit. Temu? Amazon?
No.
Any
Definitely not
improvements here?
So funny because of how, like, knowing how much time Steve spent behind the scenes trying to ethically source all of our merch and make sure that it wasn't coming from
Yeah.
companies that are remotely like any of those mentioned so far.
Yeah, Stella and Stanley, much better. Lots of third-party certifications. Anyway.
So yeah, that's my solution, personally.
Thank you, Will. Thank you. Gus, anything to add to this myriad?
My solution is it's just put it away. Do the laundry and just put it away. You'll feel so much better instead of leaving the
boring.
pile.
That's
I
true.
know it's boring. It's boring. I'll give you one. I have a weird
Spoken like a man who
OCD
doesn't have
thing.
2 toddlers.
Yeah. Let's see. Jeans don't need to be washed all the time. I have a weird thing where I need to throw out my underwear every 6 months. I do a full purge and buy all.
Always
new stuff.
support that.
I don't do
Yeah.
any of that gross keeping in until there's
They get
holes on
holes and you keep wearing them
Mm-mm.
past the holes.
There should only be 3 holes in your underwear for your torso, and for both your legs. That's it.
Really?
Sometimes
Well, I mean,
that weird layered pocket
depending
thingy.
on what kind of underwear you
Yeah,
wear, you might have that fourth.
That weird fourth spot. But I mean,
I have
Why
like
does
two
that
holes
even-
max. Maybe one. Most of the
One
time
hole?
it's one hole. Yeah. I just hop around everywhere.
I was gonna say, I'm picturing Danny in like a full body snuggie tube.
Yeah, is it like a potato sack?
Yeah.
Okay. Guys,
That's-
I'm telling you, if you're watching on Twitch, you are missing Danny's fashion every week. This potato sack is kind of incredible.
Just Daddy's wearing just like pants, but a shift underneath for some reason. Like,
when the potatoes, it potatoes.
Potatoes, man.
Yeah.
I would support you, Danny, in this decision and many others that you have contemplated.
Thank you. I contemplate a lot of decisions.
Well, lovely times, y'all. It's that time of the week again where I wake up in the middle of the night and put on this green thing that my father-in-law gave me for warmth, and I do Dustfire Media. In case anyone notices that I wear this instead of a potato sack pretty much every middle of the night session. I promise there are other layers between me and this non-potato sack material, and I do not wash it very often. And I support Johnny.
yeah, I think like outer layer things like hoodies and stuff like that get washed even less frequently than the stuff I already don't wash frequently.
Give me once every 3 years, right? Once
I have
every
hoodies.
7.
God.
I have hoodies that I've owned for probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 5 years that have maybe been washed once in that time.
Oh, see, that's next level for me. Gus is like, I'm going to suspend judgment.
But again, I live a very sedentary life.
Alrighty,
Yeah,
y'all.
yeah.
I will say, I have outerwear. It depends. It depends. I'm all for dry cleaning outerwear.
Yeah.
instead of
I
throwing it in the
also-
machine.
I also treat outerwear like I get hot. I run hot, and so I don't wear outerwear indoors. Like I don't like sit around in a hoodie. Like if I'm wearing a hoodie, I'm treating it like a jacket. I'm going to like the store. I'm coming home. I'm taking it off as soon as I'm in the door.
Fair.
That's a useful comparison because I probably just wear warm stuff inside all the time. I was like, Johnny, I
Redact
can't
my
go with you
clothes
there.
now. I understand and I support now.
Thank you.
Good reaction. Well, let's get a little recap. We were introduced to a wonderful orphan named Sammy, who was recommended to find a mook sewer. Why? Because Benny said he's a good man. And so far, that has proven to be the case, I think. Sammy's been welcomed into the group. The rest of us, or all of us, I should say, are now in the tunnels, the secret tunnels, mayhaps, that run under the city. And we got there through a hatchway in the storage tent at the circus. A few things of note across last episode. You found a stash, not only of the powder being held in that storage tent, but you also found gear that you know is being used in a mind erasing process. Or at least you can easily link it to the gear you saw at the very beginning of this adventure months ago in real world time. And what else? You went to the deal. You wittingly or not revealed your location because Sammy had not been fully briefed on the needful secrecy of your location in the tunnel. The buyers are aware of your presence, but only aware of the presence of Sammy and Lynn, who have stepped forward into the light. And this mysterious man in a black suit and top hat has just sampled the goods himself. And then with one gesture brought down a rain of fire, water, and earth upon Woshi Ikeru's crew. I believe we cut it there. So that is where we shall open.
I would like to add that Lynn heroically stopped a 7-year-old from doing drugs.
You did, Lynn. You definitely
This was very
did.
important.
It was
was.
truly heroic.
Yeah. The courage and also like just like the composure. Very impressive.
The courage needed to stop a 7-year-old doing drugs.
Because they were going to make him do it.
You never know. You never know.
God.
Well,
You know,
Lynn
my
and
role in life
Sammy.
It's
Sorry,
just let
yeah,
them kids
yes.
do drugs. That's my role.
Everyone needs an uncle like that. Lynn and Sammy, the camera opens on the two of you as you stand beneath this much taller suited man who's just made this gesture. And as soon as this barrage of attacks is released, arcing over your heads at Woshi Ikeru's crew, the strangest thing happens to you. The man in the suit looks down at the two of you, and suddenly his eyes glow just a little bit yellow.
Huh?
And for a moment, you feel weightless, lifted slightly into the air, and you are suddenly swept by an unseen force out of the crossfire,
Oh.
out of the fray, and back to the far wall of the tunnel where your friends stand. And so this battle begins to unfold before you with shocking speed, vehicles and unknown figures on one side, Ikeru's crew on the other.
Wait, and who saved us? Was it my dad? My dad saved us?
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
good question. Good question.
We joked before hopping on air that we need to create a move for Sammy called "Is This My Dad?" Can you roll?
Oh my god.
If anyone wants to help homebrew that, let us know in the Discord. I would love your ideas.
Where's Sully? Somebody get Sully.
Sully, get Sully. We need Sully now. I mean, if someone makes a move and it seems really fun and plausible, I may actually use it. And then if the result is that it is your dad, I will honor the result.
Amazing.
So I will not specify whether this is a relative of yours or not, Sammy.
Oh my god.
But I want to emphasize, you've seen a lot of battles, especially you, Amuk, in your time as an equalist. I just want to emphasize the scale and the speed and the deadliness of the bending that unfolds before you. For the moment, all of you are in the dark, seemingly ignored. What do you do?
Do we jump in?
We should run.
Yeah. I think Lynn is still trying to regain her breath after getting tossed into a wall. And puts up like a protective little wall between her and the BS happening over there.
So you do raise a little wall.
Yeah, it's maybe 4 feet tall. She just like slams a hand into the ground and it's like,
I love it. It's a very Sammy friendly wall.
yeah, that was the first thought was, oh, if this kid dies, that's going to feel really bad in therapy.
So glad that Lynn has therapy in her sights.
Yep.
Once it's affordable.
Well,
Can relate.
Wait, wasn't it our job to make sure this went by smoothly?
I think it's going fine.
Isn't it already done?
Yep.
Okay, so I guess we can just go then.
There's a real choice that hangs in the balance. Face Woshi Ikeru after this and whatever potential response he has to those who have failed the task he gave them, or face the perhaps equally or more dangerous people in front of you.
Amuk, what do you think?
Yeah, Lynn's looking right at the book.
I'm Just looking at everything, looking at the fact that we have a child with us now. I hate to say it, but I think we might be better off cutting our losses here. I don't think we can take these on, especially if we need to worry about
I mean,
I
Wait,
can
about
put him in a
me?
box.
I can get out of your box. How many of
yeah.
how many of them are there?
That's a great question, Johnny. I'm thinking that out of the 3 cars that pulled up, there's probably a dozen of the buyer's side and probably a lighter crew, like 8 folks on Ikeru's crew.
So we even the odds.
If it's just numbers, yeah.
Yeah.
Sammy boy.
I mean, Sammy, I've seen you tunnel and you look pretty good at it. What if we just find the guy with the money? Because that's what Woshi wants, right?
Yeah. I can look for the money and you guys can help protect them, which is what you were supposed to do, right?
I don't know. I wasn't there. What were we supposed to do?
That's a great question.
we were supposed to be secret muscle for this.
Yeah.
But, didn't really stay secret for very long
Well,
there.
Amuk and I are still secret.
I didn't know it was supposed to be a secret.
Not your fault. Not your fault.
Not
Don't
your fault.
forget that Fumi is a secret too, Danny.
Oh, and Fumi. Sorry, Fumi.
And Fumi. Yeah, you frigid jerk. Okay. Sammy, do you think you can get the money if we distract them enough without getting hurt?
Yeah. I'm good at finding things.
Okay.
Okay.
What is the approach?
I say we go loud.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sammy's gonna use not that.
Yeah, Sammy
Well,
needs
no,
to be
we're
sneaky.
gonna go loud. You go.
We're gonna go
sneaky.
loud. You go
Yeah.
sneaky. You need to be the sneaky sneak. We are
This
make-
picture, a little boy running across the tunnel going, I'm gonna get the money. All right.
just like,
yes.
wait. You take everything literally.
Sammy is not
Do we-
going loud.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the play. I think we focus on the loud ones first,
Mhm.
as you do something presumably to secure.
Are we going-
Mhm.
Are we going into exchanges? Do you want us to choose like actual stances or
No exchange needed yet. We will see
Okay.
if it feels mechanically needed.
If we're going for loud, if we're going for biggest distraction in the room, Lynn is going to stomp on the ground and send out a line of earth that flips over the car that they arrived in.
Okay. Now there are 3 cars, and there's no real distinction between them. But I just want to let you know,
Mhm.
if you want to try to flip all 3, you could push your luck. If you just want to flip one,
Absolutely
I think there's probably a rely on your skills and training. Okay.
What the goal is to flip one of them onto the other, leaving one intact so we can take it and go. Because obviously we've learned how to drive since the last time we got in a car, right?
So good at that.
Linen and cloth. Oh, I like it. Yeah. Show me a rely on your skills and training.
Okay. Don't mind me pulling up what I add to relies on your skills and training. Okay.
It's fine.
Um,
We're here to have fun.
Yeah. What are rules?
The rules are the best, man.
oh, I roll with focus. Oh, that is gonna be a 7.
Okay. Well, on a 7, it is enough, my friend. You do it.
Can anyone else afford to help?
As a help action,
What'd you get?
A 7.
a 7
all
is
three
a
of us.
hit.
All 3 of us would need to help.
Yeah, if
Oh,
you
gotcha.
all were to
Never mind.
mark 1 fatigue each, you would be able to
Yeah.
get this to a 10 plus.
Yeah, 7's a hit.
But yeah, totally your prerogative if you want to try to swing this into a 10 plus, but it's costly.
I'd do that.
You would. Would the others?
I've already got 3 fatigue. I don't know if I do that.
Mook's at 4.
I
just
only have.
came from a
Yeah.
fight.
I was just like, wait, hold on. I can't afford to help.
Jingmin
Yeah.
has
Just
her
got
own-
barely
Jingmin has
healed
something
by
else
a
she's doing.
clown.
God, right.
Can
How
we
can we forget Aspic in our recap?
can we
The star of
clear
last time's show.
can we
Yeah.
clear some of Jingmin and Amuk's fatigue to make Lynn's result worse?
Oh yeah. Actually,
Take
yeah.
the
I'll clear
take
one
the
fatigue to make
unhelp
it a 6.
action.
The way that like this is the first time Lynn's the use with her bending.
I'm
Might be
going to
curious.
keep it useful. Like,
Hold on.
Jingmin accidentally slaps like her bowstring on Lynn's arm or something, you know? Fun storytelling, right?
Yeah.
Totally.
So-
Totally.
So to be clear, but genuinely, so neither Jingmin nor Amook would mark a fatigue to help.
No.
No,
Okay.
no, unfortunately, not right now.
Well, I- okay.
No.
Yeah, no, I was thinking if one of you was willing to, and because there's me and there's Fumi, who I'm going to assume could also help. But so like if Jingmin was willing to mark 1,
It's still a hit, right?
but
It
It's a
is.
hit. It's a hit.
Imperfect. Yeah.
it's a hit.
That's the important part. It's a hit.
So I'd like to put the camera on Lynn's move here. Lynn, describe what we see. I know you gave us the general, but it has to happen imperfectly. So tell me what we see.
So Lynn gets up and starts running, and as she does, she hits the ground hard to send this line of little earthquake out to a car, and it pushes up the car a little bit, and then it has like a flash of guilt, like, oh my god, wait, this guy like saved my life, and now I'm going to destroy his car. So it's like perfect, like, yes, this is so cool, I'm gonna do. Oh my god, wait. And I don't know what the result is. That's up to you, but that's
Okay. I like it. So because you held back, I'm going to say that the car flipping onto a second car does not happen. You have tipped this first car fully onto its side.
easy.
And, yeah. And let's see how your approach might lead to any unexpected consequences, which you could accept or not. I'm going to say that for sure does happen. But the thing that's on the chopping block, I'm going to say that as you run forward, Lynn, there is, a barrage of fire that you come just a bit too close to. And you can see as you step into position with your stomp, and this is partly why you had to pull back, that you would need to exert yourself after this bending move to dodge out of the way. And so you can mark a fatigue if you want to avoid the blast of fire.
Yeah, I'd prefer to not get singed today, so I will be marking that fatigue.
Okay. Excellent. But some damage done. I would like to go to Sammy and see how Sammy's approach at least begins here.
Yeah, did we initially get any sort of eyes on the money? Did we have any initial sight on it?
No money was brought out.
Yeah,
This cocky guy in a suit just came and checked out product and then rained down fire.
I do fear we misinterpreted a tad, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, there may not be any money here. But I press on. So the main car, his car,
Steal the drugs,
So-
Sammy. Steal
is the
drugs.
one that Lynn. I already have a crate of drugs hidden in the earth about 200 feet above us, but his car is the one that Lynn just flipped, right?
Yeah, it's a lead car.
Then how did it land? How is it like positioned?
It's
now?
fully on its side.
On its side.
Yeah.
Perfect. I will tunnel down and go underground to come up at the door that is touching the ground and climb into the car.
So cool. Is this even a rely on your skills and training? Did we make you roll last time for your tunneling, or was it just the precision of making it stealthy when you were dropping the box of drugs?
I think it was a little bit of a combination of the two.
Yeah. I feel like giving this to you, Sammy. You can easily find your way to the car. It still has a rumbling engine. You can use the other cars to sort of triangulate. And so you burrow and you come right up under this car door. I assume you're just inquiring about the location of the drugs. Is there anything else that's important for me to know?
So I'm not looking for drugs. I'm looking for money. I'm looking to see if they have.
Sorry, yes, money.
Yeah, no. So I think the only other consideration is that I'm trying to avoid being seen while I do it.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, most of this is underground, so I think that's easy enough. I kind of want to add a luck element, though, to what you find or don't find and leave it up to dice.
Sure.
So I'm wondering
You would have to dice. Oh,
if this just feels like a pure roll. There's partly an assess the situation element to this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's use assess the situation for this.
Okay.
Could you roll with creativity?
Yeah, let's consult the bones.
The bones will speak.
The bones.
That is a 10.
Ooh.
Yes.
Creativity is my
Find-
best attribute.
You find your dad.
My
don't
dad
find
is
any
here.
money, but you find your dad.
Well.
Let's
Here
use
are
this
your
distraction to find my father.
yeah. What are your two questions, Johnny?
Yeah. Let's see. Guess what should I be on the lookout for? Will be one of them. And if you don't mind me kind of reskinning one of these questions a little bit, reorienting what here can I use to rather like what here is either like is just straight up money or valuable enough that it's worth taking if there isn't money.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll answer them in reverse order because one is easier than the other. Well, actually, this may answer both questions, and I'll let you determine the value of this item. Sammy, when you open this door into the pocket of earth you've created beneath the car, and you look into it, you see that it has been modified such that the space between the two seats and the back is housing a bomb. No money in sight. The bomb may be valuable. I'll leave that to your determination, I guess, unless I'm forced mechanically to give a better answer to that question. Have I satisfied your questions, or am I shortchanging you, Johnny? I just want a gut check.
No, I feel like if there's no money, there's no money. So that's good.
Did Lynn's insecurity save everyone from blowing up in a car bomb?
Sounds like it.
I mean, you would have blown up, people who one guy just helped you from this group, but the other ones also just endangered you. I don't know. It's a mixed bag, Lynn.
Where's the journal? Where's the journal?
Yeah. I think the thing I'm like processing right now is genuinely wondering if Sammy would recognize what this even is.
Oh, okay. So I don't know what you've seen in your 7 young years, Sammy, as a street rat for the Rat Queen, but it is, it has a characteristic blinking light, crude wiring.
So it appears to be armed.
Yes.
Oh, yay.
All right. I will make my exit and get back to the group as fast as I can.
Run.
Brilliant. Yeah. No roll there. You're able to slink back with ease and get back to your newfound friends, Sammy. Let's put the camera on Amuk and Jing Min, though. You've seen Lin step forward and tilt a car with some hesitation and dodge narrowly out of the way of these flames.
As soon as Jingmin sees that, she just goes, "Heck yeah!" And the first thing she does without even talking to anyone, because from her understanding, all we needed to do was sell the drugs and protect the people selling the drugs. So Jingmin is just going to start shooting a barrage of arrows at the drugs, spilling them everywhere.
Wow, that is one approach.
This is an airborne drug, right? This is like what do you like sniff?
It's like dust. It's like powder.
Yeah, it's like powder.
I
If
can't
we
wait
all
for us to
end
open up
up-
this drug does.
I love
Become
Jingmin.
suggestible.
Jingmin is like an oversized wrench thrown into the universe. I mean, it's the logic is there though. It's like, the drug is going sideways.
My mic.
I'll just destroy the product so that they can't have it.
Exactly.
That's
And
a
as
very
you-
Jingmin
Yeah.
solution.
I mean, she has a plan beyond this. You know, she's like, "Hey, I'm gonna keep shooting your drugs if you don't stop." She's not thinking about
Okay.
it being powder, and yeah. So that's what she wants to do.
Yeah. So let's say there are 4 crates. And so you're just going to fire a bunch of arrows at the crates. Is that right? Any
Yeah.
other
I
details?
like to imagine, typically, we've all seen the movies when there's like a shady deal going on. The buyers, they're not just gonna buy crates, right? They want someone to open up those crates. And I think we might have also already established that there had been an open crate, and that there had been brick in hand.
Packets or bricks. Yep.
Yeah. So am I wrong in assuming there are exposed bricks?
There are exposed bricks.
Oh
Jingmin.
yeah, I'm shooting at those first.
Okay. So you're not even trying to go through the side of the crate. You're trying to go for the top where it's open, the lid area.
The exposed bricks.
Okay. Wow. All right. Well, and to be clear, your goal is just currently to destroy as much product as you can.
Yeah, distract, disturb, and destroy.
The 3D plan.
Yeah.
Distract, disturb, destroy, Jingmin. Rely on your
Yeah.
skills and training.
Next time you see Jingmin, she's gonna be wearing a Hawaiian shirt with black and red and orange flames on it.
Man, the
Says
more I'm
distract,
thinking
disturb,
about
destroy.
the more I'm thinking about this scenario that we find ourselves in, and in particular the situation with the money, the more I think Woshi Ikeru's guys are inept.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, we're not even getting paid for this job. He just
Um,
threatened our loved ones.
Yeah. You said rely, Steve? So
The
that was
performance
did.
review on this
10
job.
then.
Bad.
Bad.
What was that, Danny?
That'll be a 10.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Okay. Well, you do it perfectly. Jingmin, describe for us what happens.
So Jingmin, she sees Lin just launch this just barrage of earth at that car. Jingmin goes, heck yeah, we're going for chaos now, and she just starts just shooting multiple arrows straight at the drugs. And yeah, I like to imagine like puffs of like just like white clouds just emit from the drugs.
Yeah,
the,
some
what's it,
catches in the lamplight.
Cactus Kush.
Slight
Cactus
switch from
Kush
cabbage to
clouds.
cactus. But yeah, it was called
Cabbage
cabbage kush.
Kush.
Cabbage Kush. Some Cabbage Kush clouds. Or just
That's so funny. In my brain, I pictured the powder as pink. I don't know why.
oh, I like that so much better actually.
I had not thought of a color, and so now I like it.
Pink.
Comes from red cabbage.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh.
It would be hilarious if this was made of actual cabbages and Cabbage Corp just found this weird alternative of application of like would-be cabbage waste. Great for the environment, bad for everyone else.
Deferment and dry.
Sauerkraut
red
or mind
cabbage.
control? Those are our.
Yeah.
And honestly, sauerkraut is worse for humanity.
Sauerkraut is what? I'm sorry.
Is worse for humanity.
Mm.
Mhm.
I get that sauerkraut's.
Lukewarm
pretty
take. Lukewarm take. We need hotter takes here on the show. Just kidding.
I'll work on it. I'll work on it.
Now I'm nervous. I know what
should
you're
be.
capable of. Yeah. The hottest of takes next week from Will Jinkies.
It's gonna be an hour and a half of this bullshit.
Oh no.
All right, y'all. Let's see. Yeah, Jingmin, you do see just caught in the edge of the lamplight. It was kind of over some of these crates. These clouds of pink dust just
Yeah.
spitting up into the air near the man in the suit. So I love your description. I know that mechanically I'm not required to add an additional thing here, but I'm going to. So he seems just a touch too slow in dodging these clouds that are kicked up by your arrows. And Jingmin, you see him kind of reel back and cough. So you surmise that he has inhaled a fair amount of this substance after having willfully tried it a little bit too. Let's go to Amuk.
Amuk's gonna throw a bunch of ice at the other car that is unaffected, just to make sure nobody can run away in the car. Nobody can get away.
Okay, so ice meant to essentially freeze the car base. Is that right? Like in place to the ground?
Like spike it in place into the ground so it can't move.
Oh, spikes. Okay. I dig it. I think that's also a rely on your skills and training. Look at this group leaning into their strengths.
That's my brain. Oh, that's so. Why is my brain not doing math right now? I'm tired, guys. What's 5 and 6? 11. There it
11.
goes. 11.
It's all good. We're back to our tables. Good old math tables.
Okay. And then rely skills and training goes under
Focus.
focus. So that is 12.
Wow. Well, you do it. Amuk, I'd just like to narrate this for you if that's cool. So there's plenty of water. Like it's a pretty damp tunnel. And you're able to bend this straight up at the base of the second vehicle. into these gross looking spikes. They catch a little bit of the lamp light, and they have it has like a green tinge to it. But yeah, the spikes hoist the car up, and one of them punctures a tire as well. So even if someone were to unbend or break these spikes or melt them with fire, they would have some difficulty getting out of here. So you have definitely succeeded. I think at this point I should advance the narrative around what's happening. Very swiftly, under this menacing onslaught, Woshi Ikeru's crew gets whittled down. One of them bound in earth, another singed and seemingly passed out from fire. They just start dropping, one after the other. You sense that your window of time is limited here to further sabotage whatever's happening.
Okay.
I didn't find any money, but are bombs valuable?
What? Yes, but what?
The car is a bomb.
The car is a bomb, or the car?
We have
Is
to
a
go.
bomb, has a bomb, holds a bomb.
Are the specifics important? We should just go.
Wait, I drugged that man. We should take him.
Does he seem particularly drugged, Steve?
He is staggering. And
just yells out, "What was the guy's name again? Sorry."
this guy in the suit?
Yeah. Oh, we don't know his name.
We don't have a name for this
We don't have a
character
name for him.
yet.
Call him
Yeah.
this
They
guy.
yell, hey, you, get over here.
And the guy does head towards your voice, Amuk. He seems to be under the influence of Cabbage Kush.
That was the easiest thing I've ever done. Looking at everybody in the group, I guess
Is that
we
a
take
good
him
idea?
with us.
Is that a good idea?
I mean,
Yeah.
worst case, we can hand him over to Wushi Keru. If he says we did too bad of a job, at least we got the guy that double crossed him, right?
Good idea. We should go now before the car bomb explodes.
I guess
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
adults.
In my experience, kidnapping's always a better idea than not doing it.
We're gonna dissect that
Okay.
later.
I'm starting to
Oh,
see why
so
the Rat
beautiful.
Queen was worried about you guys. All right, let's go.
We're gonna dissect that later too. Put a pin in that thought.
I think a roll is needed for this group to get out. And I need you to tell me what your path of escape is.
I was going to open a tunnel.
Okay.
I was going to
Yeah.
tunnel us out.
And I want to impress upon you an opportunity just in case it's not obvious at the player level, because I know it's been a week. I think it becomes clear to you as you've watched this unfold that the parchment given you by Woshi indicated an access point to the tunnels, but he couldn't possibly have known that the circus that sat on top of that access point was at the same time being used by his buyers to store the powder. And you couldn't have known that the stash you passed by in that storage tent was not on its way out, but on its way in, had already been received by these buyers. And so I just want to highlight that this is your window of opportunity, should you choose to take it, to rush ahead of this group before they can transport any further powder to that area where you saw the mind control devices. Or if you cut ahead of them, to steal what is already stored in the tent, which Sammy had started on, but there's plenty more material to steal.
Mhm.
So possibly framing shadow paw, possibly not. But you see this window of opportunity closing, if that is the route you decide to head. There are also other tunnels underground, less conspicuous, less risky ways to get out of here safely.
I mean, I
With
think
a
this
firebender, we
new
could burn it
captive.
all.
Well, if I'm leading the charge, which I'm opening a tunnel, I did want to head back toward the crate that I'd stored, which is like
Okay.
directly under the tent.
Yeah, totally. Okay. I just wanted to check that so that you knew you had these options and you sensed kind of what was at stake.
So, did you want a roll like a push your luck or something like
I
that?
think it's a rely on your skills and training for you, Sammy. And then I want one other party member to take a role for guiding your drugged acquaintance.
Oh, I was gonna
Should
have
we go
Jingmin
tunnel?
shoot a bolas arrow around him. Sort of
Uh-huh.
That's not where I
drag
thought that
him
was
around
going
with that.
Same. I was so
I'll
scared.
have Jingmin shoot him and kill him.
You know, it's funny. That's not
Non-lethally.
what I thought. My thought process went, Jingmin's gonna put an arrow in his thigh to pull him around.
Yeah,
Well,
I was like,
Put
gonna have to
down
mark this
knee,
episode explicit. So
adventuring
sorry,
days are
everyone.
over.
It looks like your adventuring days are over, sir. No.
I rolled double sixes. I rolled 12. So this is the best tunnel I've ever tunneled.
Them
Bones are
bones,
working
them
out.
bones, them dice bones. Let's see. Let's
They're boning.
the bones are boning. Boo.
Danny, I'd
Well,
like to remind you that my character is 7 years old.
yeah, come on, Danny.
You're rolling dice outside. Okay.
Yeah.
Chill.
Well, on a hit, you just do it. I wish I could give you some superpower as it relates to this, but you are able to carve your path perfectly, Sammy, and to open it wide enough wider than usual to accommodate your guests as you guide them through.
So much room for activities.
Is that a Step Brothers reference?
Yes, it is.
Wow, did not expect that tonight. Love it. Danny, since you've taken action on firing this bolas,
Yeah.
and I think the bolas shot is easy enough. You're shooting almost point blank at a drugged guy. Are you planning on now carrying him through this tunnel?
No, my plan was to
Um,
shoot a bolas arrow around him and using like another rope to sort of like attach to the bolas, just sort of drag him around like a pet on a leash.
And so the bolas is wrapped around his torso, not his
Yeah,
ankle.
yeah.
Ah, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like
Super helpful.
Michonne
Instead of dragging
with
the poor guy.
her jawless,
I'm sorry.
armless walkers. Yeah.
Can I ask a question about this situation? I'm just out of curiosity. Why did you need to use a bolas arrow instead of just tying a rope around his
It's
waist?
quicker.
Is
I don't
it?
think it is.
It's
But
quicker
okay.
and cooler.
Dingman is
it
too
is
cool
It is
to
cool.
tie
actually.
Shoot it, and
things.
because we exist in a cartoon, it just wraps around him.
I think we have this moment where Sammy is listening to Jingmin, watching Jingmin do these things, and there's a look on Sammy's face where it becomes very clear to the audience that he does not think that she knows what she's talking about at all in any way.
And then we see
And
another
you'd
one
be
of Jingmin
right.
doing this. We see another one of Jingmin doing this, and we zoom in on her eyes, and there's just no expression whatsoever.
Just dead shark eyes.
Got like a doll's eyes.
Like a raccoon's eyes.
I think, I think there's a role here
Okay.
for Jingmin. It's easy, of course, to tie up this person. But you're bringing them through tunnels.
Hmm.
And
Well, a perfect tunnel. Let's remember that.
perfect tunnel.
Perfect tunnel. Oh my god.
I think, for reasons I will not disclose to you, Danny, this is a push your
Okay.
luck.
E T L P T L
No.
P T Oh.
All right.
Yeah. I just want to make it clear that Sammy is not the most clever, and he's 7, and so this is a very big, very straight, singular tunnel going directly where we're going.
That works.
So are you saying Sammy is not a structural engineer and did not put support struts into this
Come
tunnel?
on, Johnny.
Well, the tunnel is made with earth bending, so it doesn't really need those support struts. It's got a level of support that traditionally done tunnel could never fathom. But what I'm also saying is that I'm not building this tunnel with not being followed in mind.
Oh,
Hmm.
as for going, Lynn's gonna close it up behind us. to be safe.
This is why we have 2 earthbenders.
Yes. As for that, push your luck. I got a 7.
Okay. Well, that's where the fun stuff happens, isn't it?
Oh, isn't it?
It wasn't a bolus
Yeah.
arrow. This guy is now dead.
It just bleeds out. Oops.
Anything lower than 10, Danny, I'm killing this man.
Well, you do it, but it costs you to scrape by.
Scrape the
I
wall,
must
right? It's
Tell
right
you,
there.
you scrape the wall. It's right there. It scrapes your arm a little bit. Yep.
Jingmin scrapes that man's gallbladder. And it's just not a good time.
No.
He's not going to
Well,
die
actually,
immediately,
shoot-
but the infection's going to take him soon.
I meant to use a bolus arrow, but instead I just shoot him with 3 normal arrows. Like, oh no!
What does it cost you, Jingmin? I'm going to say that the way you pull, not the way, as you pull this mysterious figure into the tunnel, he's laughing. He's saying weird things like, it's great to be along for the ride. And it's just a bit noisy of an affair. Between the pink clouds, him being wrapped up by the bolus arrow and dragged out of sight, you hear voices as some of these operatives close in on what remains of Oshikaru's crew. You sense that they are closer behind you because you all have elected to take what may be their leader. Well, Lynn has closed the tunnel behind them, but there were earthbenders among them, and so you surmise that you have potentially less time than you would have hoped to get through this tunnel. So the rest of it will have to be a bit of a quicker pace. That is the cost.
Yeah.
We gotta go.
I also need to say, this is Johnny, not Sammy. Sammy's not this clever, but I don't think this guy is as messed up as he seems, and I think it's a terrible idea to bring him.
Lynn agrees with that. Yep.
If only Johnny and Lynn had a conversation. Lynn might feel seen.
Sammy's
right, this is
not
a bad
half as
idea.
useful as Johnny.
How loud is loud? Like, is it enough for not to meta game?
Mm-hmm. No, it's
It
fine.
would be meta
Details.
gaming. Would it be meta game? Yeah, right. It's like loud enough where like Amuk would just be like, no, that's not good.
I mean, yeah, you're trying to escape, so it's total. I don't think it's forced to say that you want more discretion or cover. What are you thinking?
Amuk drowns him in a. No.
What? Huh? I want everyone to know the panic I felt was very real.
No. I'm just kidding. Or am I?
Oh my god!
No, X equals
Press
sir.
him in a corner and then drowns him, so no one else sees it.
We can
gotta do what
leave
you
him
gotta do.
behind. Like we can just section him off in the
I think
ground
that's-
somewhere.
I think that's probably the best idea. I don't think we should keep this guy with us.
Yeah, whose idea was this?
Yeah. Whose idea was it?
And
Yeah,
we
it's
break
yours.
for an ad.
As Amook is just bringing a ball of water towards his head.
We're like,
Right.
It's like, no. Oh.
oh my god.
Let's see. I'm picturing another radio ad. There's the sound of heavy rain, animals of the rainforest, the jungle. And all of a sudden, a voice. What does it say? I need to think. Think, GM. Think. Think of this ad.
I have one if you don't have one.
Hefty.
Can we?
I do have one, but I'm now tempted by Jinkies.
That's what Jinkies do, but also off topic, on topic. Can we add a channel for Electric Republic's ad break submissions?
Oh, totally.
Oh yeah.
I
Oh,
think
we
that'd be
should,
fun.
yeah.
Like,
We've
to have
had
anyone
submissions
that's
already,
wanting to listen-
so
Yeah, so like having a specific channel, so when we have those moments where we're stuck for however much, I think that'd be fun.
Nick Coplin, if you're listening, please execute order.
Execute order ad break channel.
Yes. Well, Jinkies, I'd be happy to yield the mic to you.
Soft rain patter, sounds of small animals in a rainforest somewhere, the sound of soft shoes hitting a puddle, and a slow pan up a clown's outfit. Aspic the clown holding a box of rainforest roots and says, "It's good for more than just your mouth." And then he winks. Fade to black.
That's beautiful. Thank you, Will.
You know, I try to make art on this channel.
Masterful. Masterfully
My
done.
name's Aspic the Clown, and I approve this message.
Paid for by the Aspic Association.
Friends of
no.
Aspic.
Friends of Aspic.
There are no friends of Dorothy in Republic City. There's just friends of Aspic.
I'm writing world building ideas right now.
Oh, no.
I'm writing building ideas.
Do a spin-off campaign where we all play as Aspic's assistants, just clowns starting in the circus.
It's called the Aspic
Friends of
Society.
Aspic, the Aspic Foundation. Oh, this is too good. Okay. All right, and we're back. Not that we left, you wonderful people.
I think Amook is just gonna knock him out. Just no time for feelings. Ice fist, back of the
Yeah.
head.
Oh, good.
Okay. Yeah.
Lynn gasps audibly and then very shakily closes him off. So he's in like his own little hole in the ground.
Oh, okay. So a combo. So knockout and deposit.
Yeah, and she's like waving as she like raises the wall.
Ah,
Bye.
guys, if only we had a trap door leading to the core of the earth, am I right?
All of our problems could be solved.
I think if Lynn and Sammy work together, we could work something out. I'll just
Honestly, we probably could. How about we leave though, instead of
Yep.
doing that?
Yep. Let's keep going.
I think there's a nice moment here to slow down and zoom in.
On what,
'Cause something-
Steve?
On what? Because strange happenings have already happened, have they not? Related to this figure. Amook, you wrap your fist in ice and hit him in the back of the head. And with a strange smile, kind of a lopsided smile, the figure collapses against the wall, and Lynn begins to wave apologetically, I think, as she
Yes.
presses a recess into the wall. And so you watch him slink back into this new cavity in the tunnel. And his face tilts up at you, Lynn and Amook. And his eyes flash yellow once again.
Oh.
And Amook, you had not seen this before. Lynn had, being so close. as well as Sammy, the eyes. But you both see this. Actually, I'll say you all see this now. You see this flash of yellow in his eyes briefly, and then they fade again. Glazed, totally absent, knocked out expression on his face. But for that moment that the eyes flash, it feels like everything slows down and the camera zooms in on this gentleman's face. And all of you hear a swell of sounds. It's subtle at first, but it starts to grow. The scratching sound of pen on paper. The slide and click of something mechanical. The sound of wood creaking. It's a very strange, unnerving, cacophonous swell of sounds topped with a chittering, just an awful, almost scuttle-like noise until it feels deafening, and then in an instant, it's gone. His limp form is just sitting there in the cavity, and you're not sure how long it's been.
No, we gotta go. We have to go right now. And Lynn finishes that up.
Sammy starts tunneling faster, like going like full badger mole, just like clawing at the other side of the tunnel.
Lynn is working just as fast to the backside to keep the momentum. And now she's going, she says, Mook, this might be a weird question, but he can breathe in there, right? I don't know how dirt works.
It doesn't matter. And Jingmin's trying to like claw her way to the front of the group and is like basically on Sammy's back at this point. It's like go.
It's like, yeah. He'll be fine. He'll be fine.
Okay.
Don't think about it. The less you think about it, the less you'll hear the screams at night.
Okay. Oh God.
Mook's in his just to himself. Am I an automaton? No, those aren't real.
They have those at the circus sometimes.
Truth.
Steve just introduced androids into the Four Nations universe.
This is Steve slow building the putting in the NASA one shot into this campaign.
I just want to see this IP move towards cyberpunk.
Yeah, this just
So,
slowly morphs into Isaac
it's
Asimov's
so
Foundation.
Dude, I mean, sci-fi Avatar. Oh my god, that'd be so good.
It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah.
It would work.
We've seen steampunk Avatar, and now we want cyberpunk Avatar.
Want it?
Listen to us, Viacom. All right. Hear our prayer. All right. Well, I think this is, I'm lingering because that was one of my favorite collective moments for the party of just like you scrambling and saying those things. Yeah, you've left him behind. You pick up the
Picturing him
pace.
stuck 300 feet below the earth and just a little. We don't know what type of bender he is. No,
He's an android. He doesn't need to breathe.
I mean, I think he was some sort of, was it bloodbending that? Because I mean, it was me and Sam that got pushed, right? Can we do you have a sense of what it was that pushed us?
Ooh.
Or was it just like pure Cabbage Kush energy?
Yeah. Giving Jing Min's honed senses that she's trained throughout her many 12 years on this earth, is she able to sort of like see past all that noise and try to determine what the heck, what's the deal with the noise? What's the deal with the man
And airplane food.
That's right. I'm trying to think through whether assess the situation is the right thing here or just leaning into GM dialogue with y'all. The basic mechanical questions I don't like for this, even if we reskin them. So, I'll say to Lynn, to your question, as you're speeding out of this tunnel and just thinking about the strangeness of this character that you've been introduced to and what happened initially, you remember just earlier today seeing a Muxur bloodbend, Jingang, and how agonizing that looked. And you remember seeing a similar thing when Amuk, I believe he bent Kumadi to make her stand in place when she was interrogating you all. And you did not feel any sense of pain when you were lifted and put to the side. To Jingmin's question, which is more about this latest event, Danny, is it just like trying to feel through all of that sensory stuff to find something? Like, could you give a finer point to your question?
Yeah, I guess she's trying to ground herself more, because you had given those noises, and you had also said like it's hard to determine how much time had passed, and so I guess now that she's past that, she's trying to think through and sort of like ground herself and determine like if what was real, if those noises were like some sort of like illusion.
Yeah. I think that you are at least able to assure yourself that that seemed like a drawn out passage of time, but was only a moment. So you haven't lost time in your escape because of that. And as your heart is just thumping, as all of you speed out of the tunnels, I think that's all I can give you to assure yourself, separating fact, fiction, whatever else happened there.
Okay, heck yeah.
Okay. Sammy, you're burrowing and leading the way with this tunnel. The hatchway with the initial ladder that you used on the way out is very close by. You're coming up just beneath the storage tent. I just want to get clear on any thoughts you have on your approach.
I mean, I think if I remember correctly, the guy that was in the tent before was friendly to us, or those of us that he knew were there. And so I think I'll get us up to the hatch where we can just climb out.
Is that a character recap, or is that I'm just trying to make sure, as a player, are you any bit doubtful about the interactions you had with that guy?
No, I feel confident on a level that I should feel nervous about.
Okay.
He did technically see each of us, because Jingmin had dropped down. Sammy had lifted up the trapdoor.
Yep. I just wanted to make sure that there wasn't a question there about like how did that go?
No, I wasn't asking anything. I was confidently declaring that that guy is friendly and will be okay with us coming out of the hatch.
Excellent. Okay. So you're going to join this tunnel with the initial hatch and come out through the hatch. Is that right?
Yes. And I'm going to leave my crate that I have hidden underground for now.
Okay. All right. You come up through the hatch, Sammy, with your friends close behind you. The tent is largely as you found it, except there are more people in it. I'm picturing your 4 heads popping out, or 5 heads. We have to include Fumi. Forgive me. I'm picturing your 5 heads pop out of this hatch. For the moment, the 2 people you see standing before you in the center of the tent seem totally absorbed in their work. And I had a note for this, so let me make sure that I lean into that. Okay. You see two people standing in lab coats. One of them is holding a mind control device helmet and gives it a sort of emphatic pat and a nod. The other one is scribing, taking notes. And you also see, if you I'll say you do, if you peep just a little more, because you're intending to come out, because you have people on your tail. So I don't think you're going to wait super long. But as you start to come out a little higher, you can see that it's not just two people standing, but they're standing over three folks who are bound and gagged and sitting in chairs. Chairs you had seen as empty before with ropes at the base of them.
Would I recognize any of the people in the chairs?
Would you? Well, let me ask you a question in return, Sammy. When you were employed by the Rat Queen, were you sent on any fact-finding missions regarding the mysterious disappearance of professors from the Academy of Republic City?
I guess if so, like, I was part of Benny's crew, like the small group that he worked with. So if Benny would have been sent on those missions, then I would have been on those missions.
Okay, I think it's fun to say you recognize one of the people in the chairs as a professor from the Academy. Let's go with Professor Tian. And I'm going to say that you hear them talking, these two scientists who are absorbed in their work. One of them removes the gag from the professor that you recognize, Professor Tian, Sammy, and asks him, "Professor, what do you know about the Red Lotus?" Well, a conflicted group with some complicated history, some egregious mishaps, but at its core, a movement for the end of class structure, wealth disparities and the like, monarchies, concentrations of power. They believed in restoring the world to a state of chaos. Excellent. And what about the panic spreading through Republic City? Are symbols under attack? Our history? Aren't you concerned? It's all too easy to jump to conclusions, says the man tied up in his chair. But we need cool and clear heads in this time. I have faith in our leaders. Everyone is doing the best they can. And the scientist turns to the scribe and says, Subject 371, evidence conclusive. Third round of trials successful without exception. Subjects from round 2 continue to respond to further treatment with no evidence of reversion. Recommendation to proceed with the next phase. She turns, and so does the scribe, and you catch more of her face, Amuk. And the scientist says to the scribe, "We've done it, Han." And Amuk, you see your ex-Equalist acquaintance, Han, is the scribe. What do you all do?
Lynn's hands are balled up and shaking because watching all of this happen at her parents' business is not a happy, fun feeling.
You don't say.
And to Jingmin and Amuk, she's very clearly about to throw something, like a large rock.
I don't think we have time. We gotta go.
Yeah, Sammy looks towards the back of the tent and motions let's sneak under the uses his hands to tend to indicate we'll climb under one of the flaps in the
just
back.
without saying anything, just nods his head in approval of yes, and just puts a finger up to his mouth, just quiet as we can. We need to get out.
Okay.
I want to try something.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So we're in the hatch, right? And so from the way you described it, the hatch comes up so that like our heads are so like the door is kind of up behind us and our heads are facing them. I want to just turn the earth so the hatch itself turns around. So now the door is between us and them, and we're facing the back of the tent.
I like that. That's super creative, Johnny. I think the role here is just stealth. You
Okay.
know, earthbending, it's hard to make it totally silent.
Yeah.
And so I think this is a push your luck on that part.
What do you add to push your luck?
Passion.
Passion.
PT.
Perfect. That's gonna make it still a failure.
Oh.
No.
Is it like in the help range?
Yeah, what's the range of that?
So it's a 6 total. Right.
Oh, that's very much
let's
so in the help
not.
range.
Yeah, Lynn will help with that.
How nice.
Amazing. It's a 7. We did it, guys.
Woo!
Lynn, how do you help? You just turn and churn?
Yeah. Straighten it a little, maybe.
Yeah. You sense what Sammy's attempting, I think, and you support it. Okay. Yeah, mark that fatigue if you haven't. It is a 7. It is still a push your luck. So I have to tell you how it costs you to scrape by.
Well, we're turning the stone, so obviously he scrapes like his arm on the stone as it's turning.
Yeah. Now I have a level 1 harm, right?
He's marked the level 1 harm scrape.
Thank you, Scum and Villainy players, for channeling another system. Last time we channeled D&D 5e into our play. This time we're channeling Scum and Villainy, which we recommend you check out if you don't listen to that.
Yeah.
Let's
Level
see.
1 harm, boo boo.
Mark
The
level 1
intention
harm.
or the aim here for Sammy is that if this is turned around stealthily, you can come all the way out of the hatch and still be hidden by it. Is that right? Or is it also that you're trying to aim it at an exit?
A little bit of both. Yeah. Hypothetically, that we'd be able to, more so that we'd be able to get out of the hatch without them seeing us.
Okay. So I need to give you that. I want to make sure I don't create a failure or cost where you would succeed, because this is a success. Oof.
Is the
I'm
table
having
open
trouble
to devil's
thinking-
bargains?
Yeah, I'm having trouble thinking of a relevant consequence right now. So if you have any ideas, or if chat has any ideas, I'll take a look.
I mean, we
I
might
mean,
not
like,
be
I would-
seeing the- What if there's a classic someone steps on a twig, right?
Well, that's what, I mean. That's right in the vein of what I was gonna say. Of like, depending on how you depends on how hard of a move you want to make as the GM here. Like, if I was GMing this situation, I would say, like, they hear it, they know something is up, they can look over, and maybe they don't have a clear memory of the orientation of the hatch from before, and so they are on alert. And we need to, if we don't just leave and do nothing else right now, things will start to spiral again.
Yeah, I like it. Is that where you were thinking, Danny, or something different?
Yeah, basically along the same lines. Like they hear something, but they don't know exactly where it's coming from, or we all die.
Oh, okay. Good
I
to
think the
see the
second one was
benchmark.
along what I was going to say too. Yeah.
Yeah.
T T
T
P
P
K.
K.
You know, there are not enough TPKs in Avatar Legends. It's
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
one
more
failing
failing.
of the system.
Yeah, total party.
This really is a failing of
T.
the system.
We all got
Yeah.
tired. Yeah, that is exactly what happens, and I love it. Sammy, things crunch just a little bit too much for your taste. You've done a lot of sneaking around in your line of work, and so you know that there is a limited window before they come over and discover or investigate. And of course, there's already people coming up the tunnel you've made. And so if you get out of the way now, you're hopeful that they will be fully occupied and distracted by that encounter and not an encounter with you. I picture the rest of you sneaking away. I'm actually going to give it to you. I'm going to say that if you like, you see a flap of the tent to exit through past some crates. The crates are stacked high enough that you'll be obscured. You can easily get behind them. If you decide to just prioritize safety and get out, that is an option. There is also still, for the time being, a sliver of time to tamper with product, make it disappear into the earth, etc. Other things that you may attempt, depending on what you want. What do you do?
I think, I'll just focus on in character. I think Sammy is probably afraid and not particularly interested in getting caught. And so I think he's been kind of at the head of the group for a while now since we've been in the tunnel. So he's just making a beeline for the tent flap. I don't think he's even thinking that anyone else might stay behind to do anything else. He's just beelining out.
Totally. Yeah. The rest of you see Sammy making for an exit hard. Does anyone do anything, or do y'all escape?
It is so mad, and she wants one of these stupid helmets so bad.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna make a move for a helmet, despite what Will thinks is a wise idea here.
Yeah, Lynn, what do you do to get one of these helmets?
Is there like an open box of them anywhere near our exit, or is that too convenient, Steve? Can I just shloop, that's mine now?
Can you bend metal at all, Lynn?
No.
Okay, I just wanted to check. Most of the crates are closed, and I don't think you've communicated about this with Sammy regarding how much powder he saw in here. I'm going to say that the only crates you're sure about are those at the center of the tent next to these scientists, one of them holding a helmet that has just been used on these professors. You could start opening crates, but it would sort of be a gamble and a race against time.
Did those two weirdos leave the tent?
The scientists?
Yeah.
No, they're currently stepping over to the hatchway to investigate the sound of crunchy earth. So you could, while they're investigating the hatchway, theoretically sneak around the boxes, go back over to where the professors are. One of them is still not gagged, and so he may say something. But there is a piece of headgear by the professors.
Has everyone else left the tent? Is anyone else doing anything?
You talking about your party?
Yeah.
Very much was like, if I tell you to run, you need to leave, and he just is like, I'm out.
I think Jingmin's gonna be like, Len, are we going?
You go.
Sounds good. And Jingmin will just fully dive outside of the tent.
Yeah, Lynn's gonna make a move for this stuff.
Yeah. Let's see, Lynn. How skillful or familiar is Lynn with stealth? What do you think?
On an arbitrary scale of 1 to 10, I'd say she's like a 7.
Okay. Done some sneaking around in your time at the circus, perhaps?
Yeah. I mean, listen, we were pickpocketing before we were drugging to rob. Now we started with easier ways of scamming.
Okay. Yeah. I think this is a rely on your skills and training.
Okay.
You hear both scientists coming towards the hatch, and you surmise that you can just take an opposite path encircling the tent around these crates. cut through the middle. And the I'm looking at your expression. What did you roll?
A 6.
Oh, and you just sent away your helpers.
And everyone else just left so that no one else would get caught up in the crossfire in case we got caught.
Yeah.
Is this with your modifier or without your modifier?
That is with the modifier, which is a +1 for focus.
Yeah. Yep. That's tough. Well. Lynn, you choose your path, and at first, all is going well. You hear the scientists quizzically mumbling to each other as they investigate the hatchway. And as you come across over to these professors, you see the one who is not gagged, and he looks up at you and says, do you have any more questions for me? Alerting the scientists immediately to your presence. I'm going to make a hard move here.
Mm-hmm.
Han, former equalist, extends an arm towards you, Lynn. And you see, as the sleeve is pulled back, I forget what it's called, but it's like those shock gloves. She closes in on you quickly and puts a hand on you, and you just feel a horrible sensation of electricity coursing through your body. What is your fatigue at right now?
Currently 3.
I think this is 2 more fatigue.
Okay.
Conditions right now? What are you at?
No conditions.
Okay.
Hey, go ahead and mark 5 conditions, Linda.
I wouldn't.
Well, you know what they say: when the spirits close one door, they open another. So, luckily, there's another Earthbender in the party since we're losing one right now.
Yeah. Oh no.
Since Lynn dies at her parents' circus, they never realize it.
The professor sees you being shocked and is like, "Oh, what a fabulous show this circus is. I'm so glad I came today."
Eat dirt.
I think the other piece of this is that it delays you a bit, of course. And up the hatchway start pouring these benders without their leader.
He's dead.
They all have just wild looks in their eyes, frantic. They come in and they start firing off questions, and the scientists start panicking and trying to answer their questions. Lynn, despite your fatigue, currently all you have to face if you are to escape this is Han. Let's cut to the others who have just stepped outside of the tent to escape. You hear some of the commotion in the storage tent. You've gotten just a little bit of distance on it. But you know that Lynn is in that tent. What do you do?
Mook takes a quick count and just immediately turns around and runs back.
Luke, wait.
Oh,
We should
all
cut our
right.
losses.
Jingmin's gonna instantly start climbing up the tent back to the same vantage point she had when they first entered in through the tent.
Sammy burrows underground and goes under the tent.
Since Fumi's not here to narrate it, Fumi also joins you, Amuk, in heading back towards the tent.
I feel like you need to say it correctly, Steve. I didn't like the way that sounded.
Oh, I didn't say anything in character.
Oh, just your stage direction and character. I wanted to hear.
I'm sorry. I'm coming too.
There we go. Perfect. How
Tommy would be the least hesitant to go in and help
go
Lynn, I
back,
think.
yeah.
Yeah. It's the right thing to do.
how like what do I see? I guess I'm trying to. There's no way to avoid the role here. Assessing the situation as soon as I get into the tent to like see
Okay.
what is happening.
Yeah, that's fine. So yeah, you peek in through a flap of the tent. I think a roll would be fun. Let's see how it shapes things.
How many of the people came up through the hatch?
8. 4 down.
That's a lot of people.
They clearly overpowered Woshikara's crew.
Assess the situation is with focus, correct?
Indeed. Oh, sorry. Creativity.
Creativity. All right, that's not as good as I wanted it to be. That it is
Yeah.
a 9 with
Okay.
creativity.
Okay.
Is there?
Are you wondering if you can help while being on top of the tent? You're like, wait a second.
I don't see any way helping in assessing the situation though. Maybe like Jingmin like hoots like an owl.
Cuckoo! People! Amuk, you get 1 question. You can take a +1 ongoing when acting on the answers. What question do you ask?
What is my best way out, in, or through?
Yep. With Lynn, I assume.
With Lynn. Either over my shoulder or Lynn running on their own.
Yeah, Amuk, you see a window of opportunity. All these folks have come through, but there is chaos in this tent right now. Without the leadership of the gentlemen that you took out of commission, they are all yelling, demanding answers, talking over each other at the scientists who are occupied, except you see Han with her hand and a mechanical gauntlet on Lynn, and you see her trying to shove Lynn down to sit into one of the chairs of these captives. So your way through is to follow this path around the crates that it seems Lynn took when you guys parted ways. Run through the middle of that room where the chairs are and deal with Han somehow, or get Lynn, and run through the opposite side of the tent where there's another entrance.
Okay. Amuk is gonna sprint right through the middle and kind of try to jump over, while at the same time water whipping Han's electric gauntlet away from Lynn in hopes of doing a sick, sweet front flip. to grab Lynn's hand.
Water whip on the gauntlet.
Front flip.
You want to
Grab
flip
Lynn
the
and
gauntlet.
run.
Like you're pulling
Yeah.
yourself forward
Pulling
with the water whip
forward. Yeah.
into a front flip because it's cool.
Trying to paint a cool picture. The
You
front
sure
flip is
are.
not necessary. It's
Yeah.
solely just to stunt on everyone in the tent.
Yes.
I don't know that I've
I-
ever seen a necessary front flip, but they're always really fucking cool.
They're so cool.
Exactly.
I won't penalize front flips. Absolutely. No mechanical drawbacks to front flips. In this whip move, I just want to clarify, is the intent to pull Han away, to pull the gauntlet off of Han's arm, to could you just give me a
So
clarification?
so I'm imagining Han is holding Lynn up like that, right? Like almost like
shoulder and collarbone
Shoulder.
and shoving her down.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's the whip hopefully running around the gauntlet to pull off of Lynn's body
Mhm.
in hope that Lynn might be able to jolt out of the room if they're uh oh god, what's the word I'm looking here for? It's not ambulatory. If they're
Umbilical.
I'm umbilical. If they're like okay enough to be able to start moving on their own without the gauntleting.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
And if not, then that's when, the front flip will come in to be able to grab Lynn to run out the other side.
That's where the front flip comes in. That's right.
That's where the front flip comes in, yeah.
Yeah, Amuk, I think
Support.
this stunt between the speed, the precision of the water whip, and the full intention of the plan, I think this is a PTL.
No. Okay.
However, you do have Sammy
Oh.
and Jingmin and Fumi as potential avenues for help. So
Okay.
that is available to you.
PTL is done with which stat? I will eventually
Passion.
memorize all these, I promise. Passion. Beautiful. This is the best stat for me to roll with.
Heck yeah.
Sammy won't be able to help because he's underground and can't sense a mook mid front flip.
If we're okay with Lynn being taken out of the scene, Lynn can also help.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's not
You-
just fine.
I don't think you can opt to fatigue yourself, Lynn, now that you're at
Oh.
5 fatigue,
Now you're at 5
unfortunately.
fatigue.
Because you can't just add conditions on. But
Oh, I was going to
Sorry.
offer to add some anyways.
Yeah, if
Just
you're at
condition me.
max fatigue, you cannot like willingly take fatigue. So if there's like a move or a technique that states that you have to take fatigue, then you're technically not allowed to use that move or aid or help rather.
Just looks so
okay, though.
excited.
It's okay though.
it's okay
not
because he's going to
just
do a front flip.
a cool front flip. It's gonna be a sick front flip with a twist. Because I rolled a 14, baby.
Whoa, that's impossible.
It's possible, but it is
I
amazing.
rolled two sixes and my passion's at a +2.
Hey,
Wee mama.
Ooh.
Mook, please narrate your
Hello,
wonderful
nurse.
acrobatics and feel free to carry on into the consequence of them.
Consequences.
Yeah, I mean the positive side, like what comes of
positive,
it.
Consequences.
Okay. I was like, what? There's no consequences. It's a
Oh,
14.
it's a PTL. You unfortunately have to have. Yeah.
You're still
Okay.
scraping.
So Mook will run into the tent, see Han holding Lin, kind of sprint down the middle, jump up on one of the crates to jump off the crate, and then water whip the gauntlet, pull back using that inertia to do the sickest front flip you've ever seen. And it goes slow-mo as like Amuk is doing the front flip. Han and Amuk make eye contact. And Amuk just like gives the middle finger equivalent in this world to Han. And grabs Lin, and as his feet touch the ground, twists his ankle because then he's can I use that? No. That's no, he doesn't twist his ankle. Grabs Lin and moves out to be able to get out of the tent with them. But I feel like the consequence should be that Han saw Amuk and is like now aware that Amuk is a part of everything.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah, I accept that cost. I think it's a great one. Han is pulled back with tremendous force and was totally unprepared for this and stumbles backward, falls. You did have that brief anime style exchange where the camera cuts back and forth to your faces as your eyes sort of trail on each other and lock
Cowboy
in.
shot. It's a cowboy shot.
Exactly. Lynn seems well enough still, very tired. definitely shocked, literally, but able
Wow,
to
low
stand
blow,
up.
Steve. Wow, low blow.
Sorry. But able to stand out of the chair, was not tied down or anything yet. You have the opportunity to escape. Lynn.
As soon as we land, Namook is just going to say, run.
Yep.
Just yells run to make sure that both Sammy and Jingmin can hear.
Jingmin had just gotten to peek out from above and sees that and just gives a thumbs up and slides back down the tent.
Sammy comes up out from underground, gives a thumbs up, sinks back underground.
What a crew. This is fun.
Look at us.
Lynn, as Amook helps you to stand, I will give you one last moment to grab what you came for.
Grab that helmet, Lynn. You
Yeah, we're
grab
taking that helmet. I want it so bad.
A benevolent GM.
Rely on your skills and training.
Roll for it right now.
Reach out your hand and pick it up. Yeah. Lynn, you grab it. The two of you escape, along with Fumi. I don't think there's a way, even in the commotion, that all 8 of these folks don't notice Amook's amazing front flip. I think some of them are like, that was a sick front flip.
I'm like, dude, did you see that?
The consequence of 14 is that 3 of them don't care. They're like, that was so cool. They're cool. We're good.
Let them go. Did you see that front flip?
And so a chase ensues. Several of them pouring out of the tent. Some of them not, for whatever reason. You're on foot. The circus is different than a few hours ago. People have flooded all of the areas outside of the tents. It looks like the main events are over in the Grand Spectacle tent. And the foot traffic here is dense. There's a possibility potentially to lose yourself in the crowd, to burrow, to try to fly on Fumi's glider and have her carry all of you into the sky.
Oh, perfect. Yes.
Yeah. But before we reach like the heavily populated area, I'm gonna come back up from being underground because I won't. I'll lose track of them with seismic sense if I'm underground in a crowded area.
Okay, super helpful. Yep. So yeah, you pop up, Sammy, join them on foot. People are on your tail, and you start to see as you're stepping away from the storage tent, there are crowds lining all of the thoroughfares. There's also the area that you passed by earlier today, where the animals are fed and where some of them are caged, along with Boom Boom, the flying bison. So I just want to give you a range of possible options for escape if that is what you decide to do.
I want to, if I can, I would like to just like pickpocket as many people as I can while we're making our way through the crowd.
Okay. It would be a rely on your skills and training, but I think you're doing this in the most hasty fashion conceivable.
We've all played
Am I wrong
Assassin's
about
Creed.
that?
It's incredibly easy, right?
Yeah, I mean you are. So
Hold on,
I have a move called Bad Habits. It's part of my playbook, so I can I roll with my survival.
Ooh.
So like I mean you can call it whatever move you want, I guess, but I'm gonna roll with that instead of with
Tell me about survival. I haven't looked at this enough.
It's one of my principles. It's just my principles.
You
are,
roll with the
are friendship
principle.
or survival.
Okay. Oh, very cool. Well, yeah. So it's just a normal roll then with survival. Is that right? Or is
Yeah,
it that whenever, but I
it's a
still have to
normal-
assign a mechanical roll?
No, you don't have to assign a mechanical roll. I'm indulging. So it says when you indulge a bad habit on your own, shift your balance towards survival and roll with survival. On a hit, you pull it off and vent your frustrations, clear fatigue conditions equal to your survival. And if you have no fatigue conditions, mark growth. On a 10 plus, you gain a windfall, a boon, or opportunity. Your bad habits paid off this time. On a miss, you're caught by someone dangerous or powerful, and they complicate your life.
Well, you're definitely in a great position to be caught by someone dangerous or powerful, whether it's someone you're pickpocketing or those already chasing you. I think this is great. I'm excited to see the move in action. So let's see the roll for your pickpocket.
All right.
Survivalist.
Amazing. Couldn't have been better. It's a 13 because I have to shift my balance, and so it's a +1. So and I got double sixes again.
Heck,
Look at you.
y'all. The
Straight
bones
rocks today.
are being great to you.
The bones are boning.
The bones are smiling on me.
Yeah, I was gonna say it, guys.
Last week it was meat. This week it's bones.
Next
Next week hold.
I'm going to toe the line even more. We're going to edge it, some could say.
Oh no. Okay. Johnny, I know you hit me with a lot of text there that I don't have right in front of me. Let's make sure we honor the upside of this. So
Yeah, you just owe me a bunch of good stuff.
just good stuff. I just give you good stuff. Is it any specification then, or is it just
No, so because I don't have any fatigue or conditions, I mark growth. And then it says on a 10 plus, you also gain a windfall, a boon, or opportunity.
a windfall? Is like a word for like wealth, essentially,
Yeah.
like or treasure, right?
Monetary gain of some sort.
A boon feels a little more like mechanical, like equipment. Am I right?
A boon can kind of be defined as anything good. I mean, I think that's
Yeah.
kind of up to your discretion.
So just something good for Sammy because he's deciding to pickpocket now of all times and rolled excellently. Okay. This is fun. I feel generous given your role, Johnny. Ooh.
I find a letter in someone's pocket that says, "I am Sammy's father."
I need to go to my notes. That's what I need to do.
Oh, notes.
Oh, no notes.
No notes. No notes.
No nuts.
All right. Sammy, you know a couple names and faces, at least, in this city, given all the sensitive work you've had to do. And you see, walking through the circus, none other than Vivi Mao, the CEO
Vivi Mao?
of the Vivi Mao, the CEO of Mao Mecha Corp. And she has a security detail, but there's so much noise and children playing, and a 7-year-old boy as slight as Sammy can easily sneak through in this packed crowd. And I'm sure you're used to targeting people who look like they're wealthy, if you can. And you find on her person, like under the flap of her jacket, this humble looking, for the way she dresses, by contrast, it's a humble looking satchel, just a tiny little, I'll say like a drawstring pouch. And when you get a moment, away from her and the other folks that you've pickpocketed. And let's say you got some yuans from them. You can add some yuans. If you peek into this pouch, you will be suddenly hit with a remarkable smell. And I want to figure out how much to give you here. I think it's familiar enough to the dragon's herb that you smelled from a mook's vial. And I think it's familiar enough to the ingredient you've already provided him, Ursa's coral powder. And so as you smell this, you know this is a concoction or a mixture that includes at least those two ingredients.
At least those two. Oh.
Mm-hmm. In other words, what is in this bag may be the full recipe used to contact Shadowpaw.
Just out
That's
of
what you get for rolling a 14, Johnny.
amazing. Just out of curiosity with that, like, because I think one thing that urchins like Sammy learn is like, you check your spoils before you get a chance to lose them. So he's gonna he checks things as he takes them, and so he's doing this while he's like walking through the crowd still. And so I'm gonna take a little bit of the powder in my hand and like spit in it to make it into like a little bit of a muddy solution, and just like rub it onto like my arm or something like that.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Oh, this is just hilariously fun. I love the directions that my players take. Taking the leader and shoving him into drugging him, first of all, knocking him out and shoving him into a recessed wall underground. And now this.
It's fine. He's fine. Being unconscious means you breathe slower.
Yep, and there's so much air in the ground.
Yes, he's an android. Remember, he doesn't breathe. It's fine.
A diamond apple.
Before we close tonight, I just want to confirm how the group is approaching the escape. Is it just disappear into the crowd? Is it something more specific for your getaway?
Just simple is easiest for a mook, so disappearing into the crowd.
Yeah.
The adventure side of me says we should steal Boom Boom, but I don't think we'll do that.
Can I ask Vivi Mao if she's my mom?
Oh, no.
Oh my god.
You may, Johnny.
Are you my mother?
Oh, a street urchin. How
Oh my god.
dirty.
Oh.
Otherwise, she does not answer you, Sammy.
Oh.
She didn't say no.
Hey.
Does Jingmin hear this or see this interaction?
Yes.
So Jingmin will come up from behind Sammy and try her best to grab her collars, but probably like just tugs at her shirt instead, and just look at her and go.
Just straight growl.
And
I'm
keep
sorry.
walking.
You grabbed the collar of Vivi Mao?
Yeah.
It's not
Just
gonna
go-
go well.
Can I ask why? Or is that like really personal?
Is Lynn Jingmin's therapist? I don't think so.
This is Will Jinkies asking. Lynn is not involved in this exchange. This is Will Jinkies. Just very
Just
curious.
Why? Just why? Yeah.
I mean, Jingmin doesn't like rich people calling her friends dirty and
Okay, I get it.
yeah.
I mean,
It's
to be
endearing
fair,
to see.
Sammy is extremely dirty and definitely an urchin.
Jingmin's probably been as dirty.
All day.
I was gonna say or dirtier, but I think she was at least
Yeah.
as dirty.
I mean, we've seen how much time Sammy spends underground. He's
Yeah.
dirty.
Yeah. Jingmin, you reach for Vivi Mao's collar and growl, and the security detail quickly peels you off of her, holding you like you're like a gross piece of trash, just like as you like growl and try to get your dirtiness on Vivi. And she just is taken aback, just, oh my, this is terrible. And I'm never coming back to the circus again.
That's for the best.
We don't want you here.
The security folks just make a slightly tighter perimeter around Vivi as they proceed, but otherwise they put you down, Jingmin.
Okay, good.
And we cut for this week. What a roller coaster. What a fun time. Actually, I think it would be proper for the camera to cut to the person you buried.
You did the classic fade to black.
Yeah.
And then we think it's gonna be credit roll, but we fade back in.
To the Skyrim intro.
That's right. That's right. Camera fades up.
One of the 6 Lord of the Rings endings.
You gotta catch them all, man. You gotta watch all 6.
Gotta catch them all.
The camera fades in on yellow eyes that flicker, illuminating an otherwise dark space deep beneath the earth. What in the... And you just hear the sounds of someone brushing off dirt and stone from their suit. We see this suit figure just barely illuminated by their own eyes and the yellowish light bouncing off of the space beneath the earth, this tunnel space that he actually starts talking to himself. So, Yin Shen, looks like I blew that one. Can you get me out of here? And we as the audience hear a voice. Why, yes. Slowly but surely. Thanks. And the earth before them begins to crumble. And this man with a suit comes out into the main tunnel and starts to ascend towards the circus above. He walks confidently, slightly dirty, but otherwise poised, fixes his top hat as he goes. And occasionally there's just a slight tick as he cracks his neck and adjusts himself. And we cut. Nice job, everybody.
That's the kind way of saying it.
Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us. For those who are on Twitch, we're excited to do a raid momentarily. But for those who are not, thank you for hanging out with us this week. Don't forget Trophy, which is on Thursday. We're super excited about Trophy, GM by none other than Danny Wickman at 7:30 p.m.
I'm so prepared for that.
Are you? I feel like you're saying that, but you're not.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I am.
Danny is very prepared to GM Trophy. Is this the last Trophy episode?
No. Oh, no. No.
Potentially. It's at least second to last.
It's at least second to last. Yes.
Wow.
Maybe,
so, yeah.
Maybe it'd be the last. We'll see.
So for those who support us on Patreon, that is available to you. If you have not subscribed on Patreon, we would love some help. And we're trying to get just a few more patrons so that we can launch Danny on Danny, Behind the Bison, or whatever ends up being the name of the show where Danny hosts and interacts with us. We're going to figure out how to configure that. But thank you to everybody who supports us and makes this possible. And Goodbye, y'all. See you next week.
Bye.
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 It's raid time.
That was the fake ending.
Fake ending.
Okay,
Copy
y'all.
that
Gotcha.
raid stuff.
Gotcha.
That is our raid message there. Yeah. Get ready to say hi to C Smith 9. I don't know who that is, but I trust Justin.
That's right. May
Bye.
the raiding begin. See you there, y'all. Bye.
Bye.